Welcome. I'm Meka Albania Osharal, and welcome to Truth Matters Broadcasting. Truth Matters Broadcasting, where we discern the truth about religion, the kingdom of the Creator, and the church. All right. Awesome. Welcome back. Welcome back. I got lots of things to say to you today. We're going to talk a little bit about prophecies. We're going to talk a little bit about prophecy. This is very important to understand because the time is running out. Time is short. It's running out, and people don't understand this. It's actually running out. But I know you've heard that for a long time. There's a lot that came before me, and a lot that is out there speaking prophecy, and they're speaking as to say they were sent from the Creator, and they're telling you all types of things. They're telling you lies. One such lie is I remember in the 1844, the Millerites. Now everything seems really well. Everything seems really well. They take the scriptures and they break it down to you, and they show you the time prophecies, and you're looking at it and you go, oh, all right. And so many people believe that their Jesus was coming back in 1843. It is marked in our history as the time of the Great Depression. People were depressed because they sold their possessions and goods, gave away their hard-earned money, life savings, and some went up on the mountains, and some camp out in the valleys, some by the seas, and they were looking with open arms for Jesus to come back. And of course, there's a song, The Midnight Hour. He's coming at the midnight hour. And so they're waiting all day, but he didn't show up. And at the midnight hour, they figure, okay, when the clock strikes 12 o'clock in the midnight, boom, he gonna come like a thief in the night. And he didn't come. Can you imagine the shock, the horror? You sold everything you had. You gave away everything you had. And you're preparing for this coming, but it's not here. Then you go back to the drawing board and you recalculate and you look in the scriptures and you look at all the prophecies, and then you realize, oh, you're missing a gap year. You're missing the 0 year. They never counted the 0 year. So then they went back and did this big campaign and tell everybody, hey, we miscalculate the 0 year. And because they miscalculate the 0 year, he's not coming in 1843. We miscalculate. He's actually going to come in 1844. So there was a big push now to get as many people on board as possible, because you don't want to miss this train. He's going to come like a thief in the night. We want to get ready. And the fear that people were in. Of course, those who already sold their possession and goods, now they got no money, they got no business, they got no jobs. Now you got to wait a whole year for him to come. So you're going to have to survive in that year. So that whole year was, wow. We're going to have to figure out a way to survive, but it's okay. It's a testing of our faith. Because when you read the time of Noah, in the time of Noah, you see, they go back and you look at that scripture in Genesis 6 and Genesis 7, you will realize that when Noah finished building the ark and they went inside the boat, the rain didn't come immediately. Most people don't know this because they don't know this side of the story. The rain didn't come immediately. They were in that ark for 7 whole days. So there's a tarrying time now. There's a true time of testing now. There's a true time of your faith now. So they tarry. They did everything they had to do to make it to 1844. And then when 1844 shows up, again, they picked up their favorite spot. Some go on the hill, some go in the valley, some go on the beach, some stayed in their homes, anticipating this great bursting of the clouds and thunder and lightning and, devastation on the planet. And they waited. Here comes the day of 1844, the morning rise. He didn't show up. With noonday, he didn't show up. 6 p.m., he didn't show up. 9 o'clock or 9 p.m., he didn't show up. All right, he's coming at the midnight hour. 11:59, everybody was waiting. 12 o'clock, he didn't show up. All right, maybe he'll come 12:01. He didn't show up. Maybe he'll come 12:30. He didn't show up. Maybe he'll come at 1 o'clock. Didn't show up. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5. Sunrise, 1844, the next day. He didn't show up. Leave a bitter taste in a lot of people's mouth. A lot of people lost their faith. A lot of people lost their belief. Some stayed behind. And the Seventh-day Adventist Church was formed. And today, we have this prophetess in the church, Ellen G. White. And the spirit of prophecy, all the books she writes, and many believe on her because she has similarities to how Daniel, when they saw her in a trance and stuff like that, and things she write and predict, and she only had a third grade education and write the most books of any woman ever lived. And today a whole religion is built on these prophecies. And all over the world, different churches come up with different prophecies of the end time. Oh, he's coming back this time. Oh, he's coming back that time. Oh, he's coming back. And they're telling you lies. And one thing that no one takes into consideration, when a prophet comes, when a prophet is sent, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, the prophet is sent to the children of Yahushua, that which they mistakenly call Israel. Now, I don't have a long time to get into this, because if I get into this, I'm going to get very angry and I'm going to get upset. Because I'm sick and tired of the lies. I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of the lies. When a prophet is sent to the children of Yahushua, the Mashiach, the Messiah himself. When he arrived on this planet, he said, I was sent only to the lost sheep of Yahushua. Now you hear me using the word Yahushua, you have no idea what I'm talking about, because there's no Yahushua written in the Bible. Therefore, if I say Yahushua, you think I'm speaking gibberish or some nonsense. But that is the true name. That is the true name of the lost sheep of the Creator, the covenant sons and daughters of the promise that Yahweh, the Creator, made with Abram. Everything is out of whack, ladies and gentlemen. You have been fed a lie your whole lives. You just don't know it because you're blocked in religion. You're caught up in your religion. You're caught up in your government. You're caught up in a state of mind. The Son of Man said, I come that you might have life and have it abundantly. He also said, the truth shall set you free. No man can set you free. Only the truth can set you free. So the first thing first, you have to know the history, the history. Because if you don't know the history, you will forever be lost in the cobweb of confusion, in the cobweb of lies. If you're just joining me, my name is Meka Alban Yaosher Al. Look out for my podcast. I'm getting my podcast back up and going because I have a ulterior motive. I'm coming out straight and let you know that I do have an ulterior motive. And my ulterior motive is simple, and it's this. If you can trace your lineage through the Atlantic slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, I am speaking directly to you. The whole podcast, which was called Process to Purpose, I now change that to OMPP, Negro Chronicles. OMPP, Only Middle Passage People. I'm speaking directly to you. You are the fulfillment of the covenant promise seed of Abram. If you can trace your lineage through the Atlantic slave trade, then you are, ladies and gentlemen, the children of Yaosher Al, the true bloodline of the promised covenant. Price, the Baptist pastor, just did a message on, he started to believe just simply by studying Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 through 68. I can't tell you how many of my friends I told, go study Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. And what you're looking for is all the clues, all the curses that come upon our people, all the curses. Start from 15, Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. And look and mark down all the curses. And once you mark down all the curses, you jot down all the curses, I want you to look in history, in the history of mankind. I want you to look at the history and tell me if you can find a people, a nation of people that fulfill every single curse of Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. There's only one people on the planet, ladies and gentlemen, that can fulfill all the curses, every single curse of Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. And that's those who can trace their lineage through the Atlantic slave trade. You are the true covenant seed. Let me say this to you without apology. There is no relationship. There is no relationship. There is no relationship with the Creator outside of a covenant. Let me say that one more time. There is no relationship. No relationship. No relationship outside a covenant with the Creator. If you can trace your lineage through the Atlantic slave trade, you are the covenant children of the promise between the Creator and our father Abram. It is you. And the reason why you're in a curse is because the curse that was put upon you by the Creator It's not the white man that put that curse on you. It was the Creator that put that curse on you because of your disobedience. You have lost his name. You have lost your culture. You have lost your way, and you have lost your God. You have lost the name of your God, and you have lost your personal name. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this time to introduce you to the ravenous bird. If you go back in your history, you will see that the Creator, when dealing with us, always deal with us through a prophet. I'm not here to talk about any other religion, any other government, any other nation. Listen to me and hear me well. I make bold statement that I'm the only one making. I have not seen or heard. It's possible. There's maybe more like me out there. But I'm the only one that I know so far, thus far, that is making this statement. And this statement I'm making here, I'm the only one that I know of is making it. And here it goes. No government on earth, no kingdom on earth, no nation on earth, no religion on earth, and no church on earth worship the Creator of heaven and earth. I don't know where you fall in those five. No government, no kingdom, no nation, no religion, and no church on this planet that worship the Creator of heaven and earth. Yahweh is his name. None. That's a bold statement to make, because that covers the entire world. I wonder if you know that the Messiah said, if you're a friend of this world, you're an enemy of the Creator. You know why he said that, right? The world does not worship the Creator. Worship is obedience. And because the children of Yahushua is under a curse, the children of Yahushua is under a curse. They can't see it either. And that's why a prophet was called. A prophet was sent to us so that our eyes would be open to the truth. A prophet was sent to us. Now, let's get into this. We're going to look at a Bible verse real quick. And why? Because it's important. If a prophet is sent to you, it must be written. Yeshayahu, that's Gabare, the true source language spoken by the Creator to our forefathers, that everyone said was lost. The word of the Creator cannot be lost. He said, I will preserve my words throughout all generation. So it wasn't lost. It was just hidden from the eyes of the wicked. None of the wicked shall understand. That's why everybody who's prophesied so thus far fail miserably, because they weren't sent by the Creator. Well, I want to introduce you to the ravenous bird. He has a YouTube channel called The Ravenous Bird. Go and check it out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because this man is sent from Yahweh to his people, and it was prophesied long time ago. We just didn't know it. The prophecy is coming from Isaiah 46, and I'll start in verse 8. Isaiah 46 and verse 8. Listen to what it says here. It says, remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O you transgressors. Remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh. God is not his name. It's a title given because, again, the translator didn't know the name, or they don't want you to know the name. But the ravenous bird is bringing the name back, and that's how we come to know his true name. Remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh and there is none else. I am Yahweh and there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, come on now, the things that are not yet done. So he's declaring this way before it happened, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. That's the Creator speaking. No one can undo what he says. And whatever he said must come to pass. Have to, because his word is eternal. Calling a ravenous bird from the east, the man that execute my counsel from a far country. Yes, I have spoken it. I will bring it to pass. I have purposed it. This is your process to purpose. I have purposed it. I will also do it. Make no 2 cents. It cannot be a female. It cannot be mankind. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, this world and its government and its religion and the system of this world does not worship the Creator. He's calling a specific man just like he have done for centuries. Then he gave us a warning. Hearken unto me, you stout-hearted, that are far from righteousness. I bring near my salvation, my righteousness, sorry. I bring near my righteousness. It shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry. And I will place salvation in Theon. For who? For Yahosharel, my glory. He's doing something for us, his glory. And that is to restore his name. Oh, his wonderful name, Yahweh. I want to now read this from the ESV. Remember this and stand firm. Recall it to mind, you transgressors. Remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh and there is no other. I am Yahweh and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done. Saying my counsel shall stand and I will accomplish all my pleasure. The KSV says, calling a bird of prey. They don't want you to know he's actually a ravenous bird, so they change it to bird of prey. A bird of prey, a ravenous bird. From the east, the man of my counsel. You see, this translation said, the man of my counsel from a far country. The the King James Version says, the man that execute my counsel from a far country. So when you look at the version, they twisted it a little bit. That's why we don't trust too much in these versions, because it will throw you off. We trust in the Gabare. That is the source language. We look up the source language, no translation, so that we can have the truth. The truth is the ravenous bird, the man who will execute, the man that execute my counsel from a far country. Listen to me, you stout, stubborn of heart. You who are far from righteousness, I bring near my righteousness. It is not far off, and my salvation will not delay. I will put salvation in Theon for Yahosharel, my glory. He is doing this for a specific people, a peculiar people, one that will walk in his statutes, his laws, his decrees, his judgment. If you can trace your lineage through the Atlantic slave trade, You are that people. But you are lost. You're lost to serve the God of wood and stone. The God of wood is Christianity. The children of Yahusha, when taken by ships and scattered throughout all the nations, were forced to abandon their God, forced to abandon their names, forced to abandon their culture. We are not Africans, ladies and gentlemen. We were sold into slavery first by Africans. Make no 2 cents, make no doubt, make no 2 cents about this. Our first slave masters were Africans. The history teaches us this. All right? We're not Negroes, but that's how the ancients, those who write the history, portray us to be Negroes. We are Yahusha, Prince with Yahweh. And we have a special covenant with him. Now let's draw your attention to let's draw your attention to Exodus 19. Exodus 19, Surah 2, and of verse 19. And we'll start in verse 3. Then Masha went up to Yahweh, and Yahweh called to him from the mount. This is what you are to tell the house of Jacob and explain to the sons of Yahusha. You have seen for yourselves what I did to the Egyptians, and how I carried you on eagle's wings and brought you unto myself. Now, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, you will be my treasured possession out of all the nations, for the whole earth is mine. And unto me you shall be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words that you are to speak to the children of Yahusha. Did you hear that? This is after they came out of the wilderness, after they came out of Egypt, Mitzrayim, the land of bondage and enslavement. Watch this. Verse 6. And unto me you shall be a kingdom of priests, a holy nation. These are the words that you are to speak to Yahusha. And unto me. Let's go to verse 5. Now, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, you will be my treasured possession out of all the nation, for the whole earth is mine. And unto me you shall be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words that you should speak unto the children of Yahusha. Now you must understand what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. We were in bondage in Egypt as slaves. And a man was chosen and sent to be the deliverer. His name was Masha, which they mistranslate to Moses. And he was sent to deliver us out of the hand of bondage. And the purpose for that was to go to what? The wilderness. We were to go to the wilderness where we would be renewed power, where we will be a nation. For the first time, we are a nation now under the creator of the heavens and earth. And through obedience to his voice, we were given an opportunity to be a treasured possession. A treasured possession. And through us, the creator was going to rule the world. He was going to allow everyone to see that he is God. Through us, we became a treasured possession above all people. But we disobeyed. But I want to draw your attention to the fact that when Masha led us to the wilderness, the purpose and goal was to go and understand the covenant he was going to make with us. Because there's no relationship outside of a covenant. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's something I need you to learn. Here's something I need you to understand. Here's something I need you to get today, to catch. And I said it before, there is absolutely no relationship with the Creator outside of a covenant. Understand this. And so the first thing he did, he freed us. You see, you cannot worship the Creator in a religion. You cannot worship the Creator through a government of this planet, through a kingdom of this planet, through an empire of this planet, through a nation of this planet, through a church of this planet. You cannot worship him. Because all the kingdoms of this world, the religion of this world, the nations of this world, the churches of this world are worshiping idols. Egypt had over 300 idols, gods that they worship. You cannot worship the Creator amongst other gods. The first commandment he gave us. Hear, O Yahushua, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Come on now. I am the God that brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods. You see, they didn't understand worship. They didn't know how to worship this God. They knew how to worship idols. They spent about 400 plus years in Egypt. They know how to worship idols. A matter of fact, some of them probably had their idols when they came out of Egypt. They had their idols because in Egypt, it's okay to worship more than one God. So now, when they got to the wilderness and they're hearing from the Creator, his first manner of business was, and God, Yahweh, spoke all these words. You see, they heard this word. These words are not interpreted words. He didn't give the law to Moses, Masha, at the time to hand to the people without the people first hearing his voice. If you go back to 19, you would see that Masha called to the Creator and the Creator answered him. They all heard it. And down there in Exodus 19, you will see that they begged not for the Creator to speak to them. This is where the mediation comes in. It was the people who wanted that. The Creator brought us to the wilderness so we couldn't see him, so we could hear him, so we could hear from his very lips. But instead, because of our fear, because of our hearts, our wicked hearts, we only get to see the fire by night and the pillar of cloud by day. How beautiful it would be for you to just go and talk to the creator. But instead, you got a mediator, one who you speak to, and that person go speak to God. And that's why these churches, these governments, these religions today is trapping you in their bullshit. Because they're making you think you can't speak to the creator. You have to come through them. The first thing the creator said in the hearing of all the people, he says, I am Yahweh, your Elohim, your God, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, Egypt, out of the house of slavery, bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, how paranoid they were, how afraid they were when they hear these words? Can you imagine how paranoid they were, how afraid they were when they heard these words? You shall have no other gods before me. They came out of Egypt with their gods. Because you know in Egypt, there's a God for everything. So just imagine them hearing all these things and knowing that you have a God in your tent. And you're hearing the voice for the first time. You're hearing the voice of a true and living God. Every God they worship was on a statue form. It stands up there, it never speaks, it never moves, it never reacts. It just stood there. They create those gods with their own hands. They buy them in the streets and they take them home and they make a shrine of these gods and they light candles and they bend down and worship these gods that they made with their hands. How stupid are you people? You're better off worshiping yourself because you're the one that made the damn God in the first place. You see what I'm getting at here? So what ended up happening? They're hearing for the first time, you shall have no other gods before me. So a fear come upon them. Then they heard the next commandment. You shall not make of yourself any idols in the form of anything in heaven, above, on the earth below, or in the waters beneath. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, Yahweh, your Elohim, is a jealous Elohim. Not jealous in the form that you see jealous. Not like a man jealous over a woman and a woman jealous over a man, but his jealous name. You see, his name is set apart. It's above every name. It's a set apart name. That's the jealousy he's talking about. The set apart name. You can't call my name in your mouth with some other gods. My name is set apart. It's a zealous, jealous name. Jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers on their children to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. How do you hate him? You hate him when you do not keep his covenant. You hate him when you do not keep his commandments, his statutes, his decrees. That's how you show hatred for him. Don't think because you don't kill somebody or you don't steal. No, hatred for the creator is to not do what he says. But showing love and devotion, mercy to 1,000 generations of them, of those that love me and keep my commandments. So what is love for the creator? To do what he says. Keep my commandment, he said. That is love for the creator. Keep my commandments. Understand this. Then the next thing he says, you shall not take my set apart name. You shall not take the name of Yahweh in vain. For Yahweh will not leave anyone unpunished who takes his name in vain. The Queen James Version say guiltless. let me tell y'all something, ladies and gentlemen. This set apart name Yahweh that was restored to us through the ravenous bird, the man who is set apart to give us from our nation, not someone outside the nation, not some white guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, not some Jewish guy, but one from our nation, one who can trace their lineage through the Atlantic slave trade, through the tribe of God, a Gadite. And this is how the Creator worked. He always sent a prophet from among his people. And when and if he sent somebody outside of his people, is to speak directly to his people. I was just corrected from the ravenous bird the other day because I was making the statement that the Creator never used anyone outside of his people. And he showed me in the scripture where he actually did use somebody who was not of the bloodline. And that was the only person he used. And he never used anybody else since then. You have to look at the covenant from Abraham downwards. If you look at the covenant from Abraham downwards, you're going to understand truth like you've never seen it before. But we're running out of time, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I don't got the time to be coming on here and playing around with you. Some things are about to happen. We're at the 42nd Jubilee. We're in the 42nd Jubilee, which started in 1975 and will conclude in 2025. 2025 or 2023? The Exodus year. 2024. Actually, 2025, sorry. So come spring of 2025, watch out for some things to happen. The land of our enslavement is going to feel some pressure. A lot of death, a lot of destruction is coming upon this planet. The Messiah spoke of this. He said, when you hear wars and rumors of war, pestilence, earthquake in diverse places, false prophets shall rise. All these things are going to come to pass, but the end is not yet. We're not telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that the end of the world is going to happen in 2025. We're not telling you that the Messiah is coming back in 2025. That's not what we're telling you. We're telling you that the end of a 50-year Jubilee cycles end in the spring of 2025. And if you look at the historical evidence of the last 41 cycles of 58 years, you will see that there's a dramatic change happen in all of the earth. We're expecting war against the nations that held us as slaves. Right now, it's your Exodus year. The 2023 is your Exodus year. 2023 is your Exodus year to leave the land of your enslavement and go to the wilderness by which the Creator has ordained you to go. Where are you supposed to be right now? You're supposed to be in Cebu, Philippines. That is where you're supposed to be. That is the land, our wilderness, Madbar, that the Creator has appointed you to be. He appointed you to be here. In the islands of the sea, the archipelago, if I said that right, archipelago, the islands of the seas, that is where you're supposed to be. And it's prophesied. But don't let me tell you, I'm no prophet. I'm only telling you and repeat to you that which was repeated to me, that which I studied, that which I prayed about. Let me tell you something. You know how I end up meeting the ravenous bird? I wasn't looking for no ravenous bird. I was not looking for no prophet. I was looking for truth. And I prayed and asked the Creator, I want to know him. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of what religion has to offer me. I'm sick and tired of what pastors and preachers have to offer me. I'm sick of the lies that the government tells me. I'm sick of the media, the garbage that they show me. I'm sick of it. The Messiah tells us that your deception will come from man. So I was at the point where I didn't want to hear anything from any man at all. But I knew something about the scriptures. If you ask, you shall receive. If you knock, the door shall be open. And if you seek, you shall find. And so I seek, I knock, and I seek and I knock, and I knock and I seek. And then I remember, hold a minute, you ain't doing much asking. And I asked, and he answered me. Because my sincerity was true. I want to know who you are. I wasn't concerned about who I am. That was of no consequence. I wanted to know who he is. Because if I know who he is, then I'll know who I am. And that's why I started my podcast, Process to Purpose. But right now I changed the name Process to Purpose because I want to get in deep. I'm on a mission. My ulterior motive is to reach as many people I can before the end of 2025, spring 2025. And that's my focus right now. If I can just give you the message that something is about to happen, a destruction is coming to America, a destruction is coming from the Creator, but he's secretly bringing his people out. Watch this. He's secretly bringing his people out. And this is what the ravenous bird is going to show you. That's why you got to get on the YouTube channel. You got to get on the YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this. Let's look at some scriptures real quick here. Just a little bit. Prophecies that they never told you. Prophecies that they hid from you. We're going to look at some just now. Exodus 20. Actually, maybe I go on my phone. Some eyes ain't good as they used to be. Exodus 20, 34 through 38. Exodus 20, 34 through 38. Exodus 20, 34 through 38. Watch this. These are prophecies, ladies and gentlemen. And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out from the countries wherein you are scattered. This is how he scatter us. With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. That's how he scatter us through the Atlantic slave trade. You find that in Deuteronomy 28:68. Deuteronomy 28:68. Through ships with fury poured out. Watch what you say now, verse 35. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face, like I plead with your forefathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. So will I plead with you, say Yahweh, your Elohim. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. This word bond is incorrect. It's an incorrect translation. He's bringing us back, and he's telling us, like I did your forefathers. Just like our forefathers was led out of Egypt into the wilderness, we, the true covenant people who can trace their lineage to the Atlantic slave trade, must go to the wilderness. It's not going to happen no other way. Nobody's coming out of the sky for you. There will be no spaceship. You know, there's a woman, I was watching her thing on TikTok and something ministries. I can't remember their name, but they're telling people to sell up their goods and their possessions and get a black robe and some to get a white robe. And they must meet at this secret place on the beach somewhere, on some mountain somewhere, because the spaceship, they never say spaceship, they say ships. Ships are coming to get you. Now show me any prophecy in the Bible that tells you that ships are coming to get you. You see, that's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. They are listening to these people who are claiming that they're sent by God when there is absolutely no prophecy, no scripture validating them as a prophet. No scripture validating them as a prophet. And you're listening to them. I just read you the ravenous bird, Isaiah 46, 11. He is validated by the Creator. Now, how do we know he's the ravenous bird? How do we know this? Because the name, the true restored name of the Creator was coming from the Far East, right here in Cebu, Philippines. No other name came out here. All the name that comes up between the 15th and 19th century, 1900s, these names, Yahuwah, Yahweh, all these different names are deception. And who are they coming from? Which prophet brought the name Yahuwah, Yahweh, Hayawa, Yahweh Shai, Yeshua? Who brought those names to you? Let's go to Isaiah 27, Yeshayahu 27. You got to go back to the wilderness, ladies and gentlemen. And there's no million-man march, like the bird said. He's doing it one by one. But no, don't listen to me. Hear the prophecy. This is Isaiah 27, verse 12 and 13. And it shall come to pass, in that day that Yahweh shall beat off from the channel of the river unto the stream of Egypt, and you shall be gathered one by one, O children of Yahusharel. How is he doing it? One by one. Verse 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that the great trumpet shall be blown, and they shall come which were ready to perish in the land of Assyria, and the outcasts in the land of Egypt, and shall worship Yahweh in the holy mountain of Jerusalem. Ladies and gentlemen, when that great trumpet is blown, you know what the trumpet is? The shofar. It's the name. It's the return of the name. All of us who has come here to the Philippines has not come here because of the ravenous bird. We came here because of the name preached, proclaimed, restored, and given back to us by the ravenous bird. The name, Yah-O. 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 What is his name? Yah-O. What is his name? Yah-O. What is his name? Yah-O. Yah-O is his name. Mashamo. Yah-O. Mashamo. Yah-O. Mashamo. Yah-O. Yah-O Shamo. That's Gabari. That is our native tongue. That's what we spoke before we were robbed because of our iniquities. Listen, I'm not going to waste no more time here. Gone 56 minutes with you. Not going any further. The Ravenous Bird is here. He's preaching the message. It's on his YouTube channel. If you don't want to go there and get it, then what do you want from me? I'm just a regular guy. I have a YouTube channel. I have TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And this is just my way of wasting your time. As for me and my house, we're here in the Philippines. And we gave up everything we have. Because the Messiah said, unless you're willing to give up everything you have, you cannot be my disciple. What is holding you back? What is holding you back? What is more important to you? The word of Yahweh for your life or your life? You went, oh man, I went to college and I just have my degree and I'm just getting a job and things just start to go well for me. I'm telling you, you're going to perish. You don't think there's a warning? Come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people, that you may not be partakers of her sin and her plague. A plague is coming, and if you stay, you will be destroyed. Jeremiah 31, verse 1 and 2. At that same time, saith Yahweh, will I be the Alaim of all the families of Yaosheral, and they shall be my people. Thus saith Yahweh, the people which were left of the sword found grace in the wilderness. Even Yaosheral, when I cause him to rest. Where are you going to get your rest? In the wilderness. At that time, the people who are left of the sword, a sword is coming, not from the hands of man. Don't think we come up here planning a coup so we can go back and no. It's coming from the hands of the Creator. He's doing it himself. We're just going to give the chant. We're just going to sing the song. Wana patse paka. Wana patse paka. Wana patse paka. We're just going to give the chant. That's all we're going to do. Like our forefathers was commanded to march around the city. And on the seventh day, make a shout. What was that great shout? Yah-oh! You hear us. You go on my channel. Go on my YouTube channel, Now Living in the Philippines. Now Living in the Philippines. Go check out my YouTube channel, Now Living in the Philippines. And you're going to see how we're living down here. You might think we're some sort of cult. You might think, oh man, they're some kind of cult. You know, these cult people, it's what they do. They bring people out into the isolated area, and then yes, there were some cults that did some things, but you have to judge for yourself. And so my YouTube channel, Now Living in the Philippines, is to give you an insight of who we are and what we're doing. We're lining ourselves up with the word of Yahweh. We have left everything, say goodbye to family and friends, and we move here. And now we are watching to see what he does. We ain't no cult, man. Go check out my channel, Now Living in the Philippines. Go check it out. Now Living in the Philippines. And see what we're doing here. But the most important channel I want you to check out, it's not my channel. It's not Now Living in the Philippines I want you to check out. I want you to check out The Ravenous Bird. Check out The Ravenous Bird. Go watch the true name of the Creator. Go watch the true name of the Creator. Go watch Brought by Ships to see where, to trace your lineage. Go watch Keep Silent Before Me Islands. Go watch Leave on Wings. When I prayed, it's amazing how the Creator opened my mind to find the ravenous bird. It's amazing. How he did it was the letter J. Did it through the letter J, man. Opened my eyes to see that the letter J was not given until the year 1524, which opened my mind to ask questions. If the letter J is not given until the year 1524, then how could Jesus be the name given by which we must be saved? It didn't make sense. You see, I'm a natural thinking person. You know what I mean? I'm a natural thinking person. And if you're naturally thinking, when you hear the facts about the letter J, you can't deny that. You have to go research that. You have to go, what? So the letter J ignites something in me to say, wait a minute. If this letter did not enter our English alphabet till the year 1524, then how could the name Jesus be the name given by which we must be saved? It didn't make sense. And that's what led me to the ravenous bird. The search for the name. I need to know who I'm worshiping. All right. I'll share one more scripture with you. Micah 2 and verse 10. Actually, I'll share two more with you. Micah 2 and verse 10. Micah 2. That's, let's see here. If I can find, okay, here we go. Micah chapter 2. Arise you, arise you, arise ye, and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. I read verse 11. If a man walking in the spirit of falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of my people. Listen to me. Those who are prophesying to you are lying to you because they was not sent by the Creator. The ravenous bird is sent by the Creator. And the warning for our people, those who can trace their lineage back through the Atlantic slave trade, the warning for you is that you must arise and go. You must get out before it's too late. Come out of her, my people. You must get out of her. And don't feel like when you come here, you're just going to come and you're going to be a stranger. You're coming to a family. That's why you got to go. You got to go watch The Ravenous Bird, man. Go on YouTube now. I'm going to get off now. And I want you to go on the YouTube channel. And I want you to watch The Ravenous Bird. Your life depends on this. Things are going to happen for you. You might get that house that you always wanted, the car, the husband, the children. You might get the money in the bank. Things are going to start happening for you. Things are going to start turning around for you to make it difficult for you to leave. But that's going to be your test. Temporary pledges for death. I'd rather be in the house of Yahweh than live my best life. And let me tell you something. My best life is here with Yahweh. You've been one. Now go do what you got to do. It's on you. For those who have heard, where is it? Yeah. Let me see if I can try to read a blessing for you in our language. As a priest of Yahweh, I'm to bless the people. And this one's coming from Numbers chapter 6. That's Torah 4, 6. Number 6, 22 through, it's actually 24 through 26. But it says here, then Yahweh said unto Moshe, tell Aaron and his son, this is how you are to bless Yahusharal. Say to them, may Yahweh bless and keep you. May Yahweh cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May Yahweh lift up his countenance towards you and give you peace. And the reason for this, ladies and gentlemen, is so they shall put my name, he says, put the name of Yahweh on the Yahusharal and bless them. This is to put his name upon us. So I will try to read it now in our language. I'm still a student of this. I'm learning it though. But it goes like this. Ya Baraka, Yahweh, Wa Yashamarka, Ya'ar Yahweh, Peneo, Aleka, Wa Yashkanka, Yash Yahweh, Peneo, Aleka, Wa Yasham, Laka, Toda la Yahweh, Shalom.